Oh, hello! Welcome to the Biotopes. Thanks for coming back into the gallery. Today's video is going to be all about lighting and setting up this new tank here behind me. This is this top 75 gallon on this rack here. And I've got a towel over the top because we're going to be hanging some lights from the ceiling, just like we did here, just like we did on these two. So I'm going to give you a quick look at how this is done. It's pretty easy. Let me flip the camera around now and I'll show you guys what we're going to use. Alright, so this is the kit, and you can get these kits off of Amazon. There's lots of different brands. It's essentially just some cables, some screws, anchors, and these little ties that tie into the ceiling. So I'll show you those here. It's got a drill, some screws to attach the wire to the actual lights, tape measure, drill bits, and maybe need, I got a little rubber mallet here that we might need. So that's really the kit. It's pretty simple. First thing we're going to do is we want to measure where on the ceiling we want to drill the holes. Again, you can see I just did those here. It's the exact same kit that I use on that one. I don't think it matters the name brand, but you can get any kind like that on Amazon. So we're going to measure essentially how far off the lights are from the wall, measure that up on the ceiling, approximate a spot to drill a hole to hang it from on each side. It doesn't have to be exact because these are going to hang, and you can adjust a little bit. But as long as you're, X inches off the wall, the same inches off the wall that the top of the tank is, where you want your lights, whether it's the front or the back of the tank. And then, it's a 48-inch light, so I'll show you guys how I do that. All right, stay tuned. All right, the first thing you're gonna do is drill a hole. I've marked the approximate spot of the hole, and I'm gonna drill a hole so I can put in some anchors, and then I'll show you the next piece of this. You can see that's why I put a towel on this aquarium, just so the drywall from the ceiling doesn't fall through. Taps with a rubber mallet. Okay, now let's switch to the other side. Alright, next you've got these pieces here. It's got a hole. And this is the base that sits on the top of the ceiling. This gets screwed into the anchor with the screws that are provided here. So you just take the screw, you put it inside the sleeve. And then that hangs from the ceiling there, and that's your base. It's anchored into the ceiling. second one. Again, it's got that hole right there. Screw goes inside the sleeve. Okay, there's that one. Now you take, this is the wire assembly here. This has a threaded piece that screws into that base. And then you can pull this wire through, and it's just a one-way kind of tightener. And you can set the height like that. So there's a hole inside this sleeve. You can thread the excess wire through. Okay, there's one. At the bottom of this assembly, there's you can adjust to make sure that these two arms that come off it are the same height. And you can adjust this a little bit once you get the light up there too, but it's easier to get it kind of close before you've got the actual light hooked up to it. So that's that end. You just pull it through to kind of get your approximate height. Alright, now we'll show you how to get the light hooked onto the wires. Alright, I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but on most lights, but first off I take off the little brackets. On most of these lights there'll be some holes. Now these are hiders, but on most set of lights there'll be some holes on the outside here that you can use to kind of hook these wire arms into, and these wire arms have a little bit of a, so I can show you, a little bit of like a little bracket, and it's got a hole on the end, and that's put a screw through that into that hole on the light. I don't have to screw into anything, it just holds it there. So, take one, put it through the hole on the bracket. Use just any small screw. And once the wire's taut, it actually holds that screw in there. Just like that. And then what I can do is I can just adjust the height and how high off the tank I want it to be, just by pulling the wire at the top. So I'll do the other side and then we'll get this thing even. Alright, the other thing I forgot to mention is it's good to have a level, make sure that it's even, and also I like my lights about 4.5 inches off the top of the lid of where the tank, where that would be. So, you know, this is just about 4, so I need to bring this up a little bit. And it's real easy, just pull on the wire here. Okay, that's just under 5, which is pretty good. These are Heigers, and Heigers you can adjust, so depending on the strength of your light, the stronger the light, you might want to have it higher up off the tank. If it's a weaker light, you can have it closer. I like it off, and I like to hang them here so it's not sitting on my lid, and I can access the tank a little bit easier without moving the light. So this looks to be just about even. I'll show you guys. So that is pretty close on that, and that is the whole assembly. If it's not like left to right level, let's take a look at that. Okay, so see how that is not exactly right there. So this back end here needs to come up a little bit. So it's real easy to do that. You can just adjust this little screw here and pull these wires one way or the other. I'm wondering, that is 5.5 off. This is less, so I'm gonna pull this side up. Show you guys that. So I'm just gonna loosen this screw here a little bit, and then I can pull one side through, and even it up a little bit until that's all the way level. It's pretty close, but one more. Won't too far. Alright, so that's about it. Really pretty simple project. That's how you would hang lights from the ceiling using this kind of wire assembly. There's lots of options online on Amazon. I'll put a link in the comments, the ones that I used. But they're all pretty much the same. Again, really user-friendly and a nice way to kind of clean up your setups, especially in a gallery like this. Alright, so that's about it here for today's video. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Biotopes. If you like DIY projects like this, I built this whole fish room, or Biotope aquariums, or just fish keeping in general, please consider giving us a subscription. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of the project. And be sure to tune in next time. I'll see you then.